What's happening, guys? Alexander the Great Volkanovski, UFC featherweight champ, and we're going to break down here in the Fox Theatre, UFC 284, my fight with Islam Makhachev. I'm going to get down into details of what I was thinking and all that type of stuff, so enjoy.
It is now time for our main event for UFC 284, Makhachev versus Volkanovski.
Oh, here we go. Mate, it's just fitting to finally be able to walk out to land down under here in Australia, right? Finally. There it is. Straight away, just, you know, like walked into, like you could literally just go from that backstage, even though you could hear him get out and you could even feel it, right? There was even a different feeling as soon as you walked out, you know, where you see it go blue there. As soon as you walked out, it just felt different. The crowd went that little bit louder. And it was just, you know, again, the moment that I've been waiting for, you know, fight in front of a home crowd. Here you go, you can hear him. That's when I really started going. You see me like, yeah, get on. Woo! Loved it. It's weird, man. Like, obviously, you're in these positions. You should be nervous. You should be like, oh no, don't get too emotional. Me, I'm trying. Like, I'm soaking it up. I'm letting it take over a little bit. You know, give it to me, you know what I mean? I loved it. Like for me, I'm at a position in my career where that just adds to my performance. I tell you what, I didn't expect the boos as much as we did. Before the fight week, you're going to get the vibes of, you know, like that's what I mean. I felt like there was a smirk and there was a cheek, and it's like, this guy's got no chance. Remember, I'm small. Yeah, I'm tiny. He's looking at me like, look how small. There's no way he can handle my wrestling. Coming here, probably still thinking, yeah, I'm too big, too strong. And I knew that'll change as soon as we started going, right? So there it is. 5'6". I'm a claimant, don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
So right here, I remember talking to myself. I'm talking to myself here and there. And I remember saying, like, I remember, I don't care who these guys say this guy is. I don't care that he's big. I was like, oh, and you stand your ground, you know. I don't care how big he is. I don't care about any of that. You're going to get up. You're going to be too fast. Keep him puzzled on the feet. Little things that, see, that's me. That was me. I think that was me saying it to myself then. So you're too quick. You're too strong. You're too good.
Alexander the Great Volkanovski!
Here we go. Again, I remember talking to myself. I was like, all right, things that I needed to do, things I need to focus on. I'm telling myself, because again, I'm clear. I'm very, very clear. So I'm like sitting there, all right, a lot of looks, movement, you know, threaten some things, let him know that if he comes, wants to shoot, there might be something coming up. You might be running into things. Remember, I'm waiting for him to, obviously, we knew that he would be very defensive, as in on the back foot. I want you to come in either to shoot under you or to counter, but there's only so much of this you could do as well, right? So we had to make it a fight. I wanted to still work on his gas tank. I needed to still make it a fight. So even though I knew he was waiting, I had to still do stuff, right? You know, we've got a crowd to entertain. I had to do stuff. This one I landed 2 straight down over, a step over. And again, you see me talk and say stuff. That's not me being cocky, being disrespectful. It's pumping me up, pumping the crowd up, letting him know I'm going to be all day. I'm going to be, you know, throwing hard at you. I'm going to be in your face this whole time. You know what I mean? Like, again, it's a bit of mental warfare there. Volkanovski chance. So that's where he actually ended up getting me with a shot. Got to a knee. Obviously, I was all right, but that's not going to look good on the judges' score. So obviously, I was waiting for him to come in aggressively. See, this is where one thing, like now, obviously, if I could do the fight over. I remember sitting there, I even say to the corner, I don't know if you see it, or like I say to him, he's trying to do stuff, I'm like, he's not that strong. I think my corner's right there. I'm saying it here. I'm like, he's not that strong. So then I was like, all right, maybe he's baiting me. So I didn't want to be too aggressive. Here, I end up getting in this position later, and I turn in a few times. I'm like, oh, I better be careful. He might be baiting me. So it's still a feeling out process. Here, he done a good job of turning the corner there. Could have done a better job on that. I'm up again. I say that type of stuff for him. He does a good job of getting this inside hook. That's the hook you usually want to be really careful of. That's the hook that you don't want, because that's the one that's going to make it hard for you to scrape him off. But yeah, that's something that they train. That's something I train as well. Making sure you get that hook in. You've done a good job to get that there. So credit Islam for that. So again, compose, just hand fighting. So I've been in these positions a lot. Right now he's over the face. Yeah, that can obviously be uncomfortable and hurt and all that. But I mean, I know that's not putting me to sleep, so I'm not going to panic. I don't care how much it hurts. As long as I'm awake and I'm still going, we all good. But I mean, I think he knew it wasn't on, so he would just let that go, because I was obviously sweet. He's just trying to squash the face there. And the crowd's getting into it, seeing that I'm defending. I'm just having a bit of a laugh. Now again, a lot of that's just for the crowds. Like, oh, we're good, don't worry. He goes, all good, I'm coming back. So I was like, that's what I just said to the crowd, don't worry. We both got each other good. I landed, I think, a lot more. But yeah, obviously that takedown, him taking the back, you're going to have to give it to him. Again, like we knew going into that, was like, all right. That's why I even said to the crowd, don't worry, we're coming back. He might have got that one. My leg was a little bit too high then. I was going to try and jump over him, where I should have just bellied down rather than try to jump over him. The little adjustments that I end up making, you'll see me do what I just said then later. Like, I'm still going to be careful of it, but he's not some freakishly crazy guy that just, there's nothing I can do. Like, I know there's plenty I can do there. So I'm not going to freak out too much. I'm still giving him a fair bit of respect here, though. Again, a lot of attacks, like you see him obviously trying to get away, and sometimes he feels he's not going away. He would like sort of turn him like, which I'm surprised the judges didn't care too much about that. You know what I mean? I feel like when someone's really reacting and sort of, I don't want to be disrespectful when I say it's like not cowering, but literally doing this and like sort of ducking, closing their eyes and doing all this stuff, like that's a big reaction. I feel like that should score as well, you know what I mean? Rather than him landing a light little jab. See, that was obviously a big moment too. Him going to the takedown. That might have been the one I'm talking about. I was like, I know I won't make that same mistake twice. I'm quite comfortable in a lot of these exchanges where I'm one landing, like whether it's leg kicks, body punches. And again, yeah, like, you know what I mean? I'm like landing so much more. That's where he lands a good one. It was funny because I remember throwing the two to the body, and I knew he was countering. I tried to get myself out of the way, but he got me still. So I was like, damn it. I'm not hurt, so that's what I mean. I remember going for the two, and then I try to pull back, but he gets me as I try to pull back. So I knew that I was in range. I'm like, oh no, so I couldn't get my legs out of the way. So I tried to get my head out of the way, and then he got me. So that's why I was like trying to get my feet back, and then he's just pounced on me. Obviously, it's a good punch, and we'll take it away. But I was never actually hurt. I was pretty comfortable. Again, I know it's a very close round. We both had a big moment there. But I felt like I landed a lot more there. But again, it's close. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not the type to... But that's why with the corner, we're talking to them, it's like, how was that? And they're like going, as if we don't know. We can't just tell you we got it. Which your corner should never do that. You need to know that these guys, we need to do more in these next rounds to make sure, yeah? Don't leave it to the judges, or make sure you can't even give them a chance. Obviously, every fight, every round, I always like to show respect, touch gloves. That's what we do. Look at that crowd. Shout out to you all. Appreciate you. Really nice. It's good. That's what I mean. The only thing is he would not usually, he wouldn't really throw. That was like the only time he actually threw something first. When I got a counter there, he usually waits, like he did most of the fight. Really nice little kick there. A couple of bigger shots for him. Couple of backs. I mean, it was good exchange. Again, very competitive. Really nice little body with it. Mate, very competitive. I mean, you could see why everyone enjoyed it, you know what I mean? You talk about a mixed martial arts, 1 and 2 pound for pound, number 1 and 2. You're seeing that, right? You're seeing the boys cancel each other out, trying to figure each other out. A bit of a chess match there. Me being cheeky there. I don't know if you've seen that. I start talking, I was like, nah, he ain't getting that. I don't know if his corner said something. And I got taken down because of it. So again, there was a couple of cheeky things I did there. Again, having a bit of fun, letting them know that, hey, I ain't breaking, like, you know, smirking and smiling. But again, straight back up, no damage, which, I mean, I guess you could still say it's a takedown, but which should still score. But I mean, the judges don't really care too much about that. But I think, you know, takedowns, you know, judges should count that. But I mean, they go only by damage.
Big cracks from Volkanovski under 2 minutes now in round 3.
That's when you get a takedown, right? It's good, but then you break out of there and caught big punches. I'm pretty sure the judges definitely gave me this round, but felt like they, you know, that second round was mine. But anyway, we move on. But yeah, so oh, nice, yeah. So again, I acknowledge them like, oh yeah, good, yeah, I ran into that one, fine. Obviously, it didn't hurt me. Where I feel like the judges would, I don't know, score. I feel like me doing that is like me being composed in them sort of things. I feel like that's you showing maybe a bit of dominance or showing a bit of like composure. I feel like that's better than me, like, you know, sort of wincing and, you know, closing my eyes and turning my head and doing stuff like that. But maybe I've got to stop doing that. My coaches have told me, you've got to stop doing that. You're letting everyone know it landed. So I went there, missed the 2, and then I seen that went, so I went for like a little trip and just had to nudge him with the shoulder, which worked well. Again, I just wanted to make it a fight, let him still feel my presence, my strength in that as well. Just wanted him to know, like, yeah, I'm not gonna have a backward step. I ain't gonna be no pushover. You're gonna be feeling this the whole way through.
What do you mean? It's close. It's close. That's our round.
You'll be talking here. So what do you mean? So how are we? Asking, you know, how are we going? Because we don't know. Doesn't matter because we're going to win the next, you know what I mean? That's good corner. That's what you want. You want guys telling you that, hey, you don't know what the judges are going to do. Let's just take over from me. So we're on, like this round, still feel like he's still in it a bit. Obviously, you can feel it getting to him, but he's still in it. Volkanovski. See, that's what I feel like. If he could do that more, he can throw people off, right? Because it's out of character for him to bridge and come through. But when he does, he gets countered as well. So he's a very hesitant, very safe sort of fighter. Patient. And it works perfect for his style because he can just shoot and, you know, threaten them with the takedown and stuff like that. So, smart team. They've got a smart team, good team. He's a good fighter, great fighter. I remember doing that. I was like, I remember barely touching it. Like, literally nicked it. I was like, don't you dare try and take time to get your breath back. Because I even had to talk, if I got, I would acknowledge every time we leave. Even though I'm going back with it. Cheeky as well. Cool. Nice takedown. Good shot, well timed. Knew I was coming in. And this is me being cheeky. I'm up. He does a great job of getting both in there. Usually people find it very hard to get both in. I'm usually pretty on the ball with that, but shouldn't be cheeky. I'm trying to turn and get my leg. If you see my left leg, he's hooking with his foot. You're trying to see me go under it and turn. He's doing a really good job of hiding that leg. And because he's on the cage, makes it very hard. Obviously, I actually want to turn his body. See the body lock, where his body lock is, the body triangle. You want the knee and the foot where it is on the other side, and you put a lot more pressure on it. Having that cage there was obviously a bit of a nuisance for me. And him not trying to do much, but like more, all right, I'm going to sit here At the end of the day, we're fighting, you're there to win. You know what I mean? He knows if he tries to really commit to go into submissions, he can lose position and it wouldn't be smart. So you can't blame him for that. See, I'm trying to turn in, but he's done a very good job of just hiding. This is where he cooks his legs though. But he did a real good job of holding that lock in and just keeping me square, chest on back and just keeping me there. And that's when I'm like, come on, mate, you said you were going to finish me. Again, like in the heat of the moment, worked the crowd up a bit and obviously a bit of frustration. But I mean, like, it's funny, like, again, I feel like the ref, if someone's holding on and not trying to improve the position, can they go up? I know it's a good dominant position. It's a tricky one. In other positions, they let you straight up, right? Because you're not trying to do anything. It's funny, this is where a lot of people, I'll be honest, a lot of people are sitting there going, you've done a lot more damage because I'm the one landing all the shots on him and stuff like that. But, you know, everyone thinking I should take that round. I don't. I'm going to tell you straight. I ain't going to tell you that I get around while he's got my back. I don't care how many shots like that I land. That's not how it works. Yes, that's what I was just trying to tell him. I go, you said you were going to finish me. You're not even trying to submit me. I was like, try and do something. And again, at this stage, revving the crowd up. I was like, you're just going to hang on, hide your face, do something. Then we just go work the crowd up as well. I was like, yeah. But again, it was maybe you could say a bit of frustration. Again, because we want to put on a show for the fans anyway. Everyone loved this moment anyway, so that adds to the fight. So it's all right. But I'll go stand up in his face and let him know. But maybe he didn't even look at me. Just went away. And it was there. I knew that I was like, going, all right, he's done. He is literally.
He's got nothing on the ground. I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's got nothing on the ground. We're going to go for it. As in,
He's getting tired.
don't give him so much respect as well. You know, I was giving him too much respect in a sense where I was worried about what if I get in a position like that. Now I was in there. I was like, he couldn't do nothing there. Let's go for it. And again, we don't know how the judges go on this. Like we need this round.
But we've got one more round, and it's still anybody's fight.
Obviously, finish is good. At this stage, we're comfortable. We want to just win the round as well. Now, I wish, obviously, now that I knew, I was trying to go for the finish anyway. But again, at the same time, you've got to be cautious, especially when you know he's waiting for the shot or waiting for the big counters. You've got to be a little cautious because he'll be patient. He'll just wait there. So I need to do more. He lands a couple of good ones early. So he landed a nice one before. But now I start landing some. I think he might get something else here. A kick, yeah, a knee, and then that was good. And then I'm just like, all right, stuff it. Let's go. Let's get into it a little bit more. So again, like this is the type. It's like, do I let him try and get his breath back? Or do I need to force more? It was a tricky situation for me. That's why I was okay engaging with a bit of wrestling here. You'll see me start to be happy to be in the clinch because that's how I could work him more as well, rather than sitting away. But that was, again, good timing on the takedowns. That's his world, right? Crowd going nuts, knowing that, well, obviously everyone in there is thinking this round's very important. It's very even right now as well, like, you know what I mean? So we know we need to do something here. So this is a single. So we train this position a fair bit. Sit the corner. So right now, obviously I want to keep him low, make it harder climb. He's going to find a harder climb. Like, hold that leg. Usually I'd like to hook the leg with my leg, but I wasn't out enough and I'm on my knee, so I'm not in too bad a position. So I knew I could stand up here. Then I knew I'd turn the corner better. Now I'm in a better position. Now I'm further behind him. Giving away a couple of techniques here. So I knew I'd get up here. So we end up changing to the other single, and then I knew I'll just be out. But this is where I'm like, you can see him getting really wobbly on his legs. So I'm like, all right, we need to push. So that's why I was happy to even clinch here, because he will sit back and be patient like this, but I can't let him do that, right? Keep the pressure. So I was happy to do this. And work in the clinch here, work a couple of takedowns myself because I could feel him breaking. For me, I know I need to capitalise. Good. Nice 2. So he was going to level change, and then I just ran him straight into the 2 anyway. So I seen him level changing, but timed it good. Body, head, couple of big ground and pound shots, and the crowd is going nuts. I mean, this whole last minute and a half of this round, mate, everyone was on their feet just going absolutely berserk. Couldn't hear a thing. Now here we are thinking, mate, this is it. You know, we're cruising into what we think is a victory. Ground and pound, obviously, still try and finish it if we can. Give the crowd what they want, try and get a bit more. Obviously, he's doing a good job of just trying to hold on, but I end up getting out anyway. Working with the crowd a bit. Seal the deal. So we're thinking. And then the crowd just goes nuts. So you've got to think about it. The David Goliath story. This massive underdog moving up a division. You know what I mean? Like the narrative going into this. In Australia, the moment, the talk of it all and all that type of stuff, and then how big of the event was, the crowd going nuts. And that's the moment, right? You're seeing the moment of the crowd like, whoa, that's why they just went absolutely nuts as soon as that buzzer went. It was like, he did it. My obviously family and friends, he did it. Again, a close fight, but everyone there, you know, we thought we did enough. I guess you can see we both can tell that it's close.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5
but I mean, that crowd,
rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the contest 48-47, 48-47, and 49-46 for the winner by
see me, my head goes out like this a little bit.
And still the
Funny, you hear the crowd go, yeah, and then they realise that they said it still. And then they just stop and start turning it into boos. Again, I try to calm the crowd down a little bit because, again, yeah, do I think we won? Yes. Was it a close fight? And like, do I feel like, you know, they should be getting booed and like and stuff like that? No, like, because again, it's a close fight. Yeah, we thought we did enough. Watching back the tape, we still think that.
You got to be proud of yourself. Yeah, definitely. Well,
but that's one thing, again, everyone's like, oh, you should be proud of yourself and all that because they didn't really give me a chance, but they forget that I gave myself a chance. So I'm going to be heartbroken. I'm going to be disappointed because I know I could have won that. You know what I mean? And obviously we showed that, but I'm not happy with just doing well, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be where I am if that was the case. But obviously a lot of people pretty much thinking you got no chance and like, why are you doing it? Which annoys me in a sense. So they're surprised and shocked that I want to challenge myself, which I don't get. Why wouldn't you challenge yourself? At least I'm better now. I'm a better fighter, I'm a better human being, I'm in a better position anyway because of that challenge I put myself in. So that's really what I wanted to say, that message. So don't be scared of a challenge, you know what I mean, because it's only going to make you better. But thanks for tuning in. It's obviously a tough one for me to relive, not getting the hand raised. Again, I thought that was my moment. Why I took that challenge, so I could have this moment here in Australia in front of my family and friends and the world. We thought we did it, but we didn't. But thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate you all. Thank you for the support, and we'll be back.